There is a truth to our human experience that we are rarely taught. It isn't found in textbooks, and it isn't spoken of in polite company. It's a truth learned in the quiet, desolate hours of the night, in the echoing silence after a phone call ends, in the hollow space left behind by a person or a dream. It is a truth learned in the arena of life, long after the lights have dimmed and the crowd has gone home. The truth is this: your pain is only yours. This statement isn't meant to be cruel. It's meant to be freeing, but its first taste is often bitter. We live in a world that sells connection, a world that promises understanding. We share our stories, we post our struggles, we send our texts, hoping that someone, somewhere, will truly get it. We hope they will see the full, terrifying, three-dimensional shape of our burden, but they can't. And it is not their fault. Others can sit beside you. They can offer carefully chosen words of comfort, a hand on your shoulder, a shoulder to cry on. And these gestures matter. They are buoys in a vast, lonely ocean, but they are not the shore. They can see your tears, but they cannot feel the crushing weight on your chest that makes it hard to breathe. They can hear you recount the events, but they cannot access the library of memories, fears, and hopes that gives your story its unique and devastating context. They do not know the precise tremor in your voice you are fighting to control, or the specific memories that flash behind your eyes when you fall silent. Your pain is a landscape, a geography that is yours alone to map. It has its own jagged mountains of grief, its own winding rivers of regret, its own dark forests of fear. To everyone else, it's a story. To you, it's a place you inhabit. Every private battle, every silent loss, every invisible struggle that stalks you in the daylight and wakes you at 3 a.m. It is a language only your own heart speaks fluently. No one else will ever be a native speaker in the dialect of your suffering. For a time, we fight this. We try to translate. We exhaust ourselves trying to make others understand the exact weight and shape of our cross. But eventually, we see the futility. We learn to perform okayness. We say, "I'm fine," when we are anything but. We present a curated version of ourselves to the world, not always out of dishonesty, but out of the sheer exhaustion of trying to explain the unexplainable. Accepting this, truly accepting it, deep in your bones, is not pessimism. It is not a surrender to despair. It is the first, brave, essential step toward real strength. It is the moment you stop waiting to be rescued from your own story and realize you are the one who must write the next chapter. And because this journey, this navigation of your private landscape, is yours alone, you arrive at a critical crossroad. You have a choice to make. One path leads downward, into a place that seems soft and comforting at first. It is the path of pity. It is the act of holding out your wounds, not for healing, but for validation. It is the plea for the world to stop, to gather around, and to acknowledge the gravity of your pain. But be warned, pity is a trap. It is the most comfortable prison you will ever inhabit. It comes in two forms, both of them toxic. The first is the pity of others. It feels good for a moment, like a warm blanket. When people feel sorry for you, they lower their expectations. They give you a pass. They handle you with care. But this care soon becomes a cage. They see you only through the lens of your wound. You become the one who went through that terrible thing. Their pity, however well-intentioned, reinforces the identity of a victim. It implicitly tells you that you are too fragile to stand on your own, It is a sympathy that suffocates your strength. The second form is far more dangerous. It is self-pity. Self-pity is a siren song. It's an addictive, circular logic that whispers, "You have been wronged. You are entitled to this pain. You are justified in your collapse." It is the act of endlessly replaying the tape of your grievance, memorizing every injustice, polishing your resentment until it shines. It feels like you are honoring your pain, but you are merely building its monument. You become the high priest of your own misery. Never expect pity, and never, ever indulge in it. To seek pity is to willingly surrender your power. It is to hand over the keys to your emotional state and ask someone else to hold them. It is to beg others to see you as weak, as broken, as a victim in need of their gentle regard. Pity does not heal. Pity does not build. Pity does not create. Pity is quicksand. It looks solid enough to stand on, but the moment you put your weight on it, you begin to sink. And the more you struggle for the sympathy of others, the deeper you will be pulled into the mire of your own inaction. Pity keeps you on the ground, right where you fell, and worse, it convinces you that you belong there. But there is another path. It is harder. It is steeper. It is unpaved and unforgiving. It is the path of ownership. This path begins with a quiet, earth-shaking declaration, spoken not to the world, but to yourself. This is mine. Yes, this pain is mine. This burden is mine. This struggle is mine. It is heavy. It is real. It is all-consuming. And because it is mine, and mine alone, then I am the only one who can do anything about it. In that single moment of radical acceptance, the entire universe shifts. The laws of physics in your inner world are rewritten. Your pain ceases to be your identity and becomes your raw material. It ceases to be your anchor and becomes your fuel. It is no longer the thing that defines you, but the thing that you will now use to redefine yourself. This is the secret of the alchemists. It is not about turning lead into gold in a laboratory. It is about turning the leaden weight of suffering into the golden, unbreakable strength of character. This is your great work. So how is it done? It is a process. First, you must practice interrogation. You must have the courage to face your pain and ask it questions. Not, why me, which is the question of a victim, but what now? What are you here to teach me? What weakness in my foundations did you expose that I must now fortify? What illusions did you shatter that I was better off without? What strength have I been forced to develop in response to you? You reframe your pain from a cruel attacker into a severe but valuable teacher. Second, you must understand that action is the antidote to despair. Rumination is a stagnant pond. Action is a flowing river. You cannot think your way out of suffering. You must work your way out. The blacksmith does not wish the steel into a sword. He hammers it. He puts it through the fire again and again, beating out the impurities, shaping it with force and intention. Your action is your hammer. Channel the raw, chaotic energy of your anger, your grief, your frustration into a focused effort. Pour it into your work. Pour it into your physical training. Pour it into creating something, building something, helping someone. Motion creates momentum, and momentum is the only thing that can break the gravitational pull of despair. Let the injustice you suffered forge you into a warrior for justice. Let the betrayal you endured teach you the profound value of loyalty and how to trust your own instincts above all else. Let the loneliness you have felt teach you to become your own best company. This is how you turn poison into medicine. Every ounce of pain can be metabolized into an ounce of strength. Every wound can become a scar, and a scar is not a symbol of weakness. It is a testament to the fact that you were wounded, yes, but you did not break. You healed. So, stop waiting. Stop scanning the horizon for a rescuing hand. The cavalry is not coming. It was never coming. Because you are the cavalry. Stop looking outside for a key that can only be forged within. The world will not give you permission to heal. It will not grant you permission to be strong. You must grant it to yourself. Do not wait for hands to lift you. Look down at your own. They are stronger than you have ever believed. Use them. Clench them into fists and fight. Open them and build. Do not wait for pity. It is a currency with no value. Instead, demand your own respect. Earn it, not with your words, but with your actions. Earn it with your resilience. Earn it with your stubborn, defiant, glorious refusal to remain broken. The person you will become on the other side of this fire is waiting for you. A person who is not defined by the lightness of their journey, but by the strength they showed in their darkest passages. A person whose power is quiet, whose compassion is deep, and whose spirit is unbreakable, precisely because it has been broken and remade. Your pain is yours. It is your fire. It is your chisel. It is your responsibility, and your overcoming, your strength, your triumph. That, too, will be yours, and yours alone, forever.